I think it's time to finally have this conversation. And I know a lot of people don't want to have this conversation. It's a tricky topic. Not everyone is going to agree. But I just feel like as time continues on, it's going to be a discussion that comes up again and again. So why not talk about it now? But before I actually get to that, all right, I'll be real. There's not a single YouTube video on my channel that requires me to do What's going on? It's your boy Kurt Floff, and I'm back with another video. Man, look for my star, so I'm not going nowhere. So the thing that I'm going to be talking about is none other than, is wearing fake sneakers now cool? Wait. Don't click off the video just yet. Let me actually explain what I mean. So if you're not on the Clock app, then you probably missed this big conversation that was happening with Chinese manufacturers exposing you're paying way too much for the things that we make, and it's not the price that you pay for it. And I'll be real, I'm getting to this conversation just a little bit late because I'm not always on TikTok. I've definitely been on it way more than I typically do as of late. But I'm starting to see way more conversation about the DH-gate sneakers, buying, $100 worth of sneakers and you get 5 pairs of sneakers. Like that stuff is starting to finally hit my feed. And I just needed to make a video about this because honestly, they're making some good points. So if you're anything like me and this stuff didn't hit your feed, I do have a series of videos I'm gonna show right now. And then once those videos are done playing, I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions about this whole topic of fake sneakers.
The new Travis Scott fakes are really good, like down to like you gotta smell the difference and stuff like that. So the fakes are only getting better, so it's scary. Yeah. It's pretty scary. It's just the fake factories are really good. Like they get the real ones early and they know how to make it identical.
Want to know who's the Chinese factory behind Nike, Adidas, Fila, and UGG? Number one, the biggest factory for Nike shoes in China is called FJF Group. They're located in China, Fujian. The factory behind Adidas shoes is Baocheng Group in China.
This Birkin bag at Hermes Boutique will cost you 38,000 USD. But what is the real cost out of the factory? So now to sum those up, the total cost will be 1,400 USD for one Birkin out of factory. But why Hermes will charge you 38,000 USD?
And this is not only happening with sneakers, this is also happening with handbags, electronics. Like this is a conversation that is bubbling on every aspect because I feel like in every direction we look, we're almost getting upcharged on everything. That could be Apple headphones, that can be handbags, especially handbags, because in that video he talks about Birkins, how at the final product, I think he said it costs about $400 to make it finalized, but they charge you $3,800. Good grief. The guy said it costs $1,400 to finalize one of those bags, but then they go and charge you $38,000. Like, what's wrong with this guy? Like, we just have to start having this conversation more. Has capitalism run amok? And honestly, for a very long time, I feel like I've always kind of known that like I was overpaying for certain sneakers at times in my life. And I feel like the sneaker market has kind of been in shambles for like the past like 6 to 7, maybe even 8 years. Because when you have CEOs of companies or like CFOs or like, high ups in these companies and, their kid is being backdoored pairs of shoes to resell and they're making, thousands of dollars on these resales. And you have trains being hijacked for sneakers and you have, other companies also poaching sneakers and, the whole scandal with certain releases. Like, it's been in shambles for quite some time, and I feel like the conversation about fake sneakers coming about and everything that's been going on for the past couple of years coming together is really driving this force for people to just say, I'm cool, I'll buy some fake sneakers, I don't really care. And there's way more videos out there talking about this, whether it be from manufacturers, whether it be from people who talk about sneakers. So if you do want to do your own search, just go to TikTok, search in the little thing, DH-gate sneakers, our Chinese manufacturers, our factories exposing the truth. And like, it's really just an interesting concept because like if a shoe costs $40 to get to the final product, I'm talking like they constructed a shoe, they did the finish the touches on it, and it costs $40. And by the time, you know, it's available for you to purchase, you're paying $100 and let's say $80 with, you know, shipping and tax and all that. Like that's like a 300%, I did some quick math. It's like 300% markup on that shoe. And I understand, I get it. It's a business. They have employees. But like truthfully, at the end of the day, those markups only benefit a certain amount of people in these companies. Like if we go be real, like we're not talking about the person that's on the floor selling the shoes to you. We're not talking about the person in the factory who's making it and getting you the final product. The benefit of all these markups typically only affects a small percentage of people. So my thoughts and opinions about fake sneakers currently. Number one, I just grew up in an era where you couldn't rock fake sneakers. You was getting clowned. Sorry, my brain is hardwired to like never want fake sneakers. I understand it, I get it. Some sneakers are just out of the, like, you just can't get them anymore. Like if you want those Freddy Krueger dunks that happened a while ago, the chances of you getting a real pair, slim to none. And the chances of you getting a pair that actually makes sense and you're not paying 12 grand, you know, 30 grand for a pair, it doesn't make sense anymore. So like, I get it. It's a real thing. People want certain sneakers. Certain sneakers are just no longer available due to like time and age and like, you know, money wise. But like, I just grew up in an era where like, if you rocked fake sneakers or you were seeking fake sneakers, you were seen as a clown. Now, to reference this video where they were talking about, you know, some of these, you know, manufacturers are getting so good at making replicas or making fakes that like, oh, the only difference I could tell was the smell of it. If the only difference you can tell from whether a fake pair of sneakers are real and the fake are fake is you take a sniff test and they smell different, guess what? They're both real. At the end, like, listen, they're both real at that point. If the only distinguishable difference with your shoes is that they don't smell the same, at that point, they are real sneakers. That conversation of what's fake and what's real, if it's coming from the same factory, using the same materials and the same packaging, but you just bought it from somebody that wasn't an authorized source to sell you those shoes, and you didn't get them from, you know, whatever sneaker company's official website, they are the same product. So like, I'm never gonna get to a point where like, first of all, I'm never just gonna be close up enough to somebody, grab their shoes and be like, yeah, no, these fake. I'm never gonna be close enough to be like expecting other people's shoes to be like, oh yeah, you're wearing fake shoes. Like, I just don't care. So like, that's another layer of it. I just don't care to like even call somebody out for having fake sneakers unless they like trying to clown me or something. And honestly, before I even started making YouTube videos and I would watch other YouTubers kind of break down like, oh, how to tell between a fake and a real pair of sneakers. And like, you know, as I just saw over the years, it became harder and harder to tell. Like, these manufacturers and these factories are getting the right material. They're getting the right, you know, stitching. Sometimes the stitching can be off. And like, I feel like one of the main things when it comes to like distinguishing a real pair of sneaker versus a fake was always this test. And I had to get a real pair of shoes. These came directly from Nike. This is when I worked with sneakers. So like, I know this is a real pair. That'd be crazy. I brought a fake pair. Somebody's like, well, those aren't even real either. Anyways, the one thing when it comes to like, when I was doing my own independent research when I was younger, and I do it now, is like one thing that like these factories and these, you know, manufacturers can't perfect is always like, if you take the insole out of any shoe and you look on the inside, there's like all this like webbing, stitching, and like, it can never get it right. I've seen it multiple times. I've seen fake shoes and like the stitching is just too precise on like real pairs, and like from fakes that I've seen, it's very clear that they're not real. So like, that is the only test that has been proven to be true. I know there's other methods, and you know, leather, you know, like once it get down to like, oh, like the Jumpman should be like an inch low this way, like it's just like, at that point, they're real, bro. Nobody's gonna check you over that. Like, it's never gonna get to a point where somebody's so close up on you with your shoes that they're gonna point that out. Cause like, at the end of the day, like once you call somebody out for having fake sneakers, unless they're like a sneaker YouTuber and they've been saying like, oh, I rock real sneakers, I mean, truthfully, it just doesn't matter. Honestly, another thing that I've noticed when it comes to fake sneakers that I feel like I did not see growing up at all is just how verbal everyone is. Like, again, I presented videos where people are like, oh, you know, showing my shoe collection from DHgate. Like, that would just never happen. 2008, 2010, like you would never make a video saying like, oh, look at my cool sneaker collection of all fakes. It just wouldn't happen. So I know the culture is somewhat shifting because more people are just openly just being so out and loud about like, yeah, these are fake. I don't care. So what? What are you gonna do about it? Like, it's just getting to that point. And the last thing I'll kind of just make on this note is like, I understand, bro. Some sneakers are just out of the realm of possibility of obtaining. Some sneakers, again, are just old. Like, if you want a good, pristine pair of like, you know, Kanye West time when he was with Nike, and you want a pair of those shoes, like the chances of you getting a good pair that's still functional with no major flaws and it still has the original box and all that, like it's unrealistic. Like, you might find somebody, but you're also gonna be paying like 5 bands, 6 bands. Like, it's just not realistic. So if you can get a pair that almost matches to some degree on one of these unofficial websites, whether it be DHgate or whether it be, you know, some other source that somebody's selling these shoes, and you could get them for like $250, $100. Actually, no, that's kind of crazy. Maybe I should talk about that, because if you're paying $250 for fakes, then it's like, why are you spending so much money on fakes when there's other shoes that you could be getting that are cool? Because honestly, we've kind of broken the facade that like only Jordan 1s are cool, only rocking Nike is cool, only rocking Adidas is cool. There are so many different brands. So like, if you're spending $250 on a pair of sneakers that are fake, just go get a real pair of Asics. Like, go get a real pair of like Sauconys. Go get a real pair of like Solomons. Like, you don't need to buy these. Like, maybe you want them, but like $250 is kind of crazy on fakes. But really, I just want to pose this question to you all. Would you rock a pair of fake sneakers? Question 1. Question 2. If you got presented a pair of fake sneakers that were so close in resemblance to the real pair and the only difference was smell, would you take the fake? I'm genuinely curious. But again, I just grew up in an era where like, if you rocked fake sneakers, that just wasn't it, bro. But it is an ongoing conversation that I'm seeing way more often than not. People are just being really loud about buying fake sneakers. And there's the other side where people are like, never rock fake sneakers. You corny if you rock fake sneakers. So again, I'm just curious. So leave a comment below. What are your thoughts about fake sneakers? And are fake sneakers finally cool now? But without further ado, like I always do, I'll catch y'all in the next one.
But I love the way you work it. Ay, I love the way you work it for me.